We've made so many trips back and forth between our boat, which is currently in North Carolina, and our home base in Galveston, Texas, that I can't even recall how many times we've made the trek, but it's a lot. Since we won't be able to return to the boat full time until February, we left in early November to check on the boat again. So far, all of our trips have been straight there and back, 1,300 plus miles one way, focused only on getting between points A and B, because we always seem to be in a rush to complete some task or meet an appointment deadline. Rushing through life is not how we had envisioned managing our time. I saw a quote from an unknown author that rings true to us. Once they stopped rushing through life, they were amazed at how much more life they had time for.
Welcome to Sailing Out of Sight. We're Craig and Diane, and this is our stowaway Bonnie. Please remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Bottoms up.
On this trip, we're trying to slow it down and find some time to explore the northwest part of North Carolina. What we have seen of North Carolina has been beautiful, and we're pretty confident that there's a lot we've missed. We had just left Washington. We went to make a quick check on the boat before the holidays because it's going to be a while before we get back to the boat. And we're on our way back to Texas, but we've taken a little detour to do some sightseeing. Today we're going to visit Hanging Rock State Park. Our first for fun stop is Hanging Rock State Park. 30 miles north of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Hanging Rock State Park is located in the Sourton Mountain Range, one of the most easterly mountain ranges in the state. The Sourton Mountains are often called the mountains away from the mountains because they are separated from the nearby Blue Ridge Mountains and are not considered part of the Appalachian Range. The drive to Hanging Rock took much longer than expected, mainly due to the heavy road traffic resulting from flood damage and ongoing recovery efforts. The park had no impact from the storm. The elevation is too high, and the park is well maintained. This range of mountains is named after the Saur Indians, who were early inhabitants of the region. 1670 was the beginning of the end. That's when the tribe, which had lived along the Dan River for perhaps hundreds of years, first had direct contact with European settlers. The impact was devastating, but it wasn't the settlers' war machine that laid the Indians low. Like other Native Americans, it was disease because the Indians had no natural resistance to the diseases that the Europeans brought here. The Sourton Mountains are the remnants of a once mighty range of peaks. Over many millions of years, wind, water, and other forces wore down the lofty peaks. What remains of these ancient mountains is erosion-resistant quartzite, which now supports scenic ridges and knobs, including Moore's Knob, Moore's Wall, Cook's Wall, Devil's Chimney, Wolf Rock, and Hanging Rock. The Civilian Conservation Corps built the original Hanging Rock facility between 1935 and 1942, including constructing a 12-acre lake and bathhouse.
The CCC was a relief agency started by Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933. It was started at the height of the Great Depression, and the purpose was to employ some of the hundreds of thousands of young men all over the country, ages 18 to 25, who did not have work. Examples of the work, this lake area here was not filled. I mean, it's a man-made lake. So the old pictures is, a forested area with a creek running through it. And you can see the CCC, a couple hundred guys in like the pit that they dug out mostly by hand, working from 8 in the morning until about 5 in the evening when they got off work. They made $1 a day doing manual labor. Here's the catch though, at the end of the month, they make $30. Well, 26 of that 30 had to go home to their parents to help feed them and put food on the table. So they had to agree that their salary for the month would be $4.
That's about the most exercise we've had in months.
Been 7 years. Probably.
There seems to be a lot of confusion on the distances.
I don't know where we're going, so you're going to have to lead the way.
Do we, is there anything on there we need to know before we go?
This is for kids. Tracks and traces. Decomposers of the dead. Street fly. It's kids' park.
The good thing is it's not hot. It could hardly be easier to see this pretty waterfall at Hanging Rock State Park. The trail to the Upper Cascades Falls is a 0.2 mile walk on crushed rock and leads to a long bridge over.
She loves little kids.
Oh, yeah.
And she sometimes scares little kids because she loves them.
She loves them too much. Well, you want to go over and touch? You want to?
I don't know.
She'll lick you.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't have an ice cream cone in your hand.
I do have an ice cream cone.
If you do, she'll just take it away from you. Yeah, that's what she loves. Here, I'll hold her if you want to pet her back here. She likes her nub rub.
She likes her wiggly tail.
Right there.
Nub rub.
Oh. There. She sometimes tap dances.
Look at her little tail wag.
Milagro! Milagro! The overlook has multiple levels where you can see the falls and allows access to the area below.
I guess you can go down there. The other side has stairs down to it.
Yeah. So at the advice of a local, we're taking a spur trail that should shorten our distance to Hanging Rock, the outcropping. Supposedly it's 1.3 miles, and I think it's going to be a challenge given our inactivity for the past few months. But Diane's taking it as a personal challenge.
Yeah. Yep.
And we're going to give it a go. Oh, look, you found it. They actually had a marker. Okay. Let's walk to this formation and see if we feel like hanging ourselves by the time we get there.
Okay, let's go play with some timber rattlers, Bonnie. I don't have much more traction because it's still finishing.
We knew that if we were going to hike Hanging Rock, this was all we would be able to accomplish before sundown. There's still a little color left on the trees, not much. A little bit of red and a little bit of gold. We're just probably maybe a month too late. Hey, it's downhill.
Yay.
The hike to Hanging Rock is a 1.8 mile one-way trip. The difficulty is rated as moderate.
If we had a piece of cardboard, we could slide.
Almost, yeah. My feet have no grip on my shoes, and my shoes have no grip on the rock.
Yep.
Boat shoes.
They're not made for hiking?
If you go hiking, make sure you wear your boat shoes. Because not only do your boat shoes have great traction on these gravel, they also have superior ankle support.
Yes.
We made it. I just barely made it.
The view from Hanging Rock is fantastic. If you're in the park, you don't want to miss it.
One 1.73 miles, 28 minutes, 51 seconds.
Whoa. How long did
Wait.
it take us to finish that?
Wait, 50 minutes, 6 seconds. Sorry.
There you go.
Average pace was 28 minutes per mile. So,
That's speedy.
yeah, woohoo. Okay. So, now we can say, been there, done that. Yeah. He was fun. He wasn't a bad hike.
It was a great hike. It just weren't prepared for that.
Yeah.
I wished we had been able to know a little bit more about what to expect.
Yeah. I wish the leaves were still turning rather than just seeing browns every place. I wish they were a little bit more red, but that can't be helped. So, regardless. So anyway, but now it was nice. It's a definitely somebody needs to come here if you're in the area.
It's a state park that's definitely, I think, worth a visit.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't get to visit anything more today because it's going to be sundown, so we can't take another hike. It would take us too long. We was hoping to hike to the waterfall.
Because if we took another hike, I probably wouldn't finish it. It'd be tomorrow morning before I came out.
We headed to town to find our hotel and dinner, and to rest up for tomorrow's venture into the Great Smoky Mountains. Well, we have left the hotel. Second day in the mountains. Yesterday was Hanging Rock State Park. Today we're headed for the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And we've got a little bit of a drive before we get there. Most know that in late September 2024, Hurricane Helene caused widespread catastrophic damage and fatalities across the southeastern United States. Western North Carolina felt the brunt of Hurricane Helene. Our visit was 2.5 months after the storm. What we experienced was shocking. Seeing the damage firsthand is more impactful than watching it on television or seeing photos. I think film and photos are helpful, yet something is lost versus seeing things firsthand. In person, you get a much more complete understanding of the situational context. You will see all the out-of-frame details. You hear the sounds, you feel the weather, you smell the scents. No technology captures and records the exact colors that the human eye sees or the mind perceives. This is why most captured images, for all their beauty, still lack the full sense of authenticity and depth that the human mind experiences. In the center of this tragedy, we are reminded of one reason we value the opportunity to travel. Nothing beats the experience of being there. Ridge upon ridge of forest straddles the border between North Carolina and Tennessee in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's world-renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life, the beauty of its ancient mountains, and the quality of its remnants of the Southern Appalachian mountain culture. This is America's most visited national park. We drove through Maggie Valley and took the Blue Ridge Parkway into the Oconaluftee Park area. This is the Oconaluftee Visitor Center. To get a sense of how families may have lived 100 years ago, in a field behind the Oconaluftee Visitor Center and along the Oconaluftee River, the Park Service has recreated a 19th century mountain farm with authentic log structures moved from their original locations throughout the park. The John E. Davis Farmhouse and other buildings include a barn, apple house, spring house, and a working blacksmith shop. Once again, the daylight hours are slipping away, so we continue up the park road toward Newfound Gap and Coahue Mountain. The road, US 441, winds along a small picturesque mountain stream. Less than a mile up the road, the trees open into a meadow, and a herd of elk lounging and eating on both sides. We slowly work our way through the traffic jam the elk are creating. A short, winding drive up the mountain, and we are at Newfound Gap Lookout and the Tennessee-North Carolina state line. It's been overcast and cloudy all day, yet as the afternoon gets late, the cloud cover thickens even more, and we are completely fogged in at Coahue. We have enjoyed wandering through North Carolina for the past 2 days. Yet again, we have not allowed enough time to do it justice. We have seen enough to know that this part of the U.S. and North Carolina, Tennessee is worth visiting, and we hope to return for a more extended visit.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring the little bell. Bottoms up! Thanks for watching.